Hello, today I'm going to be going over how paying off my student loan debts affected my credit score. So I track my credit score with Credit Karma, which essentially means it's not a FICO score, but some derivative of a FICO score. So I'll be going over that today. So Credit Karma breaks down your credit score or the factors that affect your credit card into about 6 categories. So the first one is hard inquiries, or how many times you've applied for credit. And anything from 0 to 1 is considered good, 3 to 4 is okay, and then 5 and above is considered negative. The next factor is how many accounts you have. So optimally, it's best to have 11 to 21 accounts or greater, and then having 0 to 10 accounts is considered negative. Your credit age, they would like it to be 7 years and older. If it's 5 to 6 years, then that's okay. And then anything from 4 to 2 years or less is considered as being negative. The fourth factor is derogatory marks, or essentially like tax liens or bankruptcies or collections. So having a 0 is best, having 1 is okay, and then having 2 or more is considered bad. The fifth factor is how much credit you're using. So the total amount of credit you have available versus how much that you have used. And the parameter for that one is having a utilization score of 0 to 29% is okay. Anything 30 to 49% is okay. So the last ones that I said were great, as in it was green. And then having anything 50% or higher is considered bad. And the last factor is the payment history. So the percentage of time that you've made your payments on time. So 99 to 100% is optimal, 98% is okay, and anything at 97% or less is poor. So for all those factors that I just mentioned, I am in the green, or as in good, for 4 of them, and then yellow as in okay for 2 of them. So now we're going to go over what my credit score was at the beginning of the year and how it's changed throughout the year in regards to me paying off my student loan debt. So for reference, this is the Equifax credit report. They also have the TransUnion credit report on here as well, and the associated score. And I find that for the most part, they follow the same trend, so I'm just going to go over one today. So at the beginning of the year, my credit score was 813. And then later in the same month, January, my credit score dropped 36 points to 777. And that was a result of me paying off one of my student loans. And then in the following checks, Credit Karma checks your credit score every time you log in, and I normally check it about once a week. So for the rest of January, it stayed in the 700s. February was the same as well, with the last credit score in February being 771. So in March or mid-March, my credit score went up 36 points. So it went back to 812. And I didn't do anything special here in terms of paying things. I do the same thing I always do. I make all my payments on time. I continue to pay down my credit. I continue to pay down my student loans. In April, my credit score stayed in the 800s, with the highest being 820. And then we come to the beginning of May, and my credit score dropped once again 41 points, down to 774 points total. And that was because I paid off yet another student loan. So for the rest of May, it stayed in the 700s. And then on June, or the beginning of June, it went up to 38 points, up to 812. And once again, I didn't do anything extraordinary, just the usual, paying my accounts on time and paying down my student loans. So forward to July, which is where we are now, my credit score with some fluctuations is at 806. I have paid off another student loan recently, as in last month, but it hasn't factored into this as yet. But I anticipate it'll do the same trend as it did in the previous months, as in every time you close an account or pay off a card, well, not a card. Cards don't count because they stay open even if you pay them off. It only factors in if you close the card, then your credit score drops. But as you can see, the drops are temporary. So the first drop lasted, or my score stayed down for a couple months. And then the last drop, it looks like my score stayed down for about a month or so. So essentially, it appears that paying off your student loans does temporarily drop your score. So if that is a factor for you, definitely keep that in mind. I am not one to be crazy about my credit score. Like, I appreciate that it's there. I try to like be good financially, but it doesn't actually affect me for the most part because I'm not buying anything on credit. So that's that. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys, especially if you're in the same situation as me or are making plans in regards to paying off loans or credit cards in the future, and to see how it affects your, or may possibly affect your credit score as well. So that is it for this video. Leave some comments below if you have any, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.